My people, my people, my people. Welcome to Reactions with Dominique Renee, where I almost let y'all scare me off from finishing this doggone documentary, okay? Oh, but I'm back. I'm back. I don't know what I'm in for. It's not even a laughing matter, okay? I am about to dig into episode 2 of Sean Combs' The Reckoning. The first episode was an up and down journey. You know, it was a big time roller coaster because there was so much nostalgia from my favorite time in music history. If I'm keeping it real, so much nostalgia there. I talked about how I met Tupac, okay? And then there were the reality of why we were all there to watch. And I just heard from you all and others that it gets worse and worse. And so I've been dragging my feet on getting back to it. And we back. Hopefully I can make it through. Hopefully I can make it through. That's all I can say. Hopefully I can make it through. And you can see for real the reflections of this Making the Band alum on the Diddy doc. I'm not gonna delay. See, y'all know I be talking and talking and talking because I'm scared. My heart's, is this where my heart is? Yeah, my heart's pounding. But I'm going in. Let's go ahead and play it. Charted federal court charges including RICO, sex trafficking, violations of the Mann Act. Convicted on 2 counts of transportation. Sentenced to. Let's talk about 50 months. 4 years. 4 years. 4 years. 4 years for the things that y'all, okay, because I haven't seen this yet. The things that y'all are saying are so horrendous. How do you feel about that? 4 years. I just want to know. I just want to know. 94. Your girl was 9. 94, I was 9. Oh my gosh. And that was. Y'all, if you're a real Dominique Renee fan or Lil Muff, whatever we call ourselves over here, you know Mary J. Blige is my favorite artist on the planet, no matter what. And watch your mouth. Watch it, okay? And I think about her often. I don't know what's coming. I don't know if there's any talk of her in this documentary, but because she's my favorite artist of all time, and I know just from listening to her music and watching her over the years and watching stories about her, documentaries, that she's been through a lot. And I often am like, oh my gosh, what was she subjected to, right? Like I think about that. So it's interesting that this opened with her singing "Happy Birthday" to Diddy.
I always looked at him as just being like this rich Harlem cat who just want to dance and make money.
All the ladies look so right. All the niggas, all the real players in the motherfucking house. Throw your hands in the air. You a true.
No violence in him. But every time I turn around, there's violence.
Who's this guy?
There's violence with
Okay,
his name
I remember
on it.
him from the last one. Tupac's cousin.
At the time, there's this tension that is going on between Pac and Puff.
Now they both at this party, Pac and
Puff wanted to work with Pac
And
on
Biggie?
a lot of levels, business-wise, and Pac wasn't having it. He was more interested in Biggie and his career.
look at them canoodling.
Puff was
I have
very
no
threatened by Pac.
idea.
It's very threatened, especially if you're an executive who want the guy to make you money, and the guy's saying, no, fuck you.
I had no idea this relationship between Biggie and Pac. I knew, like loosely, but watching episode 1, it really was heartbreaking to see that there was a real friendship, dare I say, budding there before we all know the horrible things that happened. I just, my gosh, to think that we could still have them both today, if not for.
Around that time, Tupac was going to do a song with Little Sean.
Mark Curry
At
looks
Quad
good. Looks like
Studio.
he's taking care of himself.
Out of the blue, they wanted me to do the song, so I said, all right, stopped off to get some weed, smoked the weed. Then I was getting a page, where you at, where you at, where you at, why you ain't coming?
I had a
was like, I'm coming.
pager.
I'm like, hold on.
I
wasn't
had a
thinking, why they
beeper.
want me here so bad? We walking up to
Who here is old enough? Y'all had beepers? Y'all had beepers? Because I had a beeper. Baby, my joint was purple, okay? And I knew all the codes. Okay? What's that? 07734, okay? Hello.
the building. Somebody screamed
know,
from
you
the
know.
upper top of the studio, and it's Lil Caesar. He's like Biggie's side man, right?
And we was in there
Lil
recording with Big
Cease.
and Puff, and I'm yelling like, yo, Pop. And he looked up, yo, what's up, little nigga? I go back in the room, I tell Big, I'm like, yo, Big, Pop downstairs. He was like, oh, all right, go get him. Get into the elevator, and when I was about to walk out, two dudes came from both sides. Get the fuck back in the elevator.
Recording artist Tupac Shakur was shot 5 times last night in a robbery
After
attempt.
surgery, his condition was upgraded to satisfactory, and he checked out of the hospital against his doctor's advice.
I think they're trying to rub me out, really. Robbers don't leave behind $80,000 Rolexes. You know what I mean? They don't do that.
Wow.
In case nobody knows.
Let's look at the facts. Puff is there. Pac has been shot in New York under your watch.
Question would be, who knew that he was pulling up?
Biggie, Norma.
That's a really interesting question because this is not 2026 where somebody got your location on their phone or even cell phone. Like it's not that time. So this is very, very interesting that even Lil C's, them pulling up CNCs and not shooting him, right? And being like, yeah, you get back in the...
Myself had nothing to do whatsoever of Tupac being robbed. We that's just a fact.
After everything that has unfolded, I have to think twice about how that situation went down.
Do you think Puffy was involved in the shooting?
I believe so. I do believe so. I have proof.
I mean, you can see now why someone like a Puff would want someone like a Pac out the picture. You know, Pac was vilified while he was alive, and Puff was exalted. That's the bigger picture. And that's the story that hasn't been told.
And also, it's 2026. We know what we know. We've heard what we've heard. When are the facts? When are there arrests and convictions? And I mean, like, has it not been long enough? I mean, y'all catching, don't even. All I want to say is that they don't really care right behind us.
AJ Brown, what have you. It allows them to get a clearer picture.
I still can't get over this 50 Cent getting this footage. Still.
There's a whole lot of crazy shit going on. You know, when I saw the knock the bad way going down, like that shit was crazy to me that shit wasn't there, which is a sign to me like, nigga, time to go to the future. Time to go to the future. That was a little building. Prepare for the building I got ready for you, son. You know what I'm saying? So it was a sign to me like that, but I'm saying that shit was there like 2 months ago, right? I'm not tripping. Yeah, it was there.
Wait, what? Like construction, they knocked it down? I wasn't getting it. I thought he was saying the police knocked it down, but I think I'm hearing something different.
Puff is in this position where he has all this turmoil, but he's not at the point where he's saying where I went wrong. He's saying to himself, how do I get out of this?
Did you hear what that man just said? He's in all this turmoil, but he's not thinking, where did I get wrong? He's thinking, how do I get out of this? Now, let's set Diddy to the side. I'm just thinking about human beings, right? Folks who move through the world and you make a mistake and your focus is on the other side of it, like somewhere down there, not in the accountability of what you did, making it right, living with whatever the consequences are of your actions, but like either that didn't happen, or all right, like how we get over this. Like, how many people do you know in your life who when there's an issue, they just can't stand in it. They can't stand 10 toes down on being accountable for what actually happened and owning the impact. He ain't alone in that. And I don't say that as a defense. I just say that to say these things, the monster that people will say was created, it starts somewhere. Baby, discipline them kids. And I don't mean hit kids, because I'm actually not a proponent for corporal punishment. But that's another episode.
Maybe I can convince some witnesses that I'm not the guy who I am. Eventually, he's going to get to the point where he's going to ask himself, how did I get myself into this situation?
Is mad, I get 95, we had two of the hottest acts. Craig Mack gave us Flavor in Your Ear.
Yes. Flavor in Your Ear was big. Time for new Flavor in Your Ear.
And Biggie.
Because I see some ladies tonight that should be looking Mary and Misa.
My little lab right here, you know, where I cut my deals and all that. Got my little headset, just living out a dream, you know what I'm saying?
One time, Sean was in his office, and I'm in a little cubby hole around the corner. He buzzes me. So I get up and I go in with my papers and go. A girl is giving him a blowjob at the desk. He wanted me to see that. He wanted me to see her face. And then he was able to get her to do that right then and there in the office. She leaves. What did you want me for? I didn't want you for anything.
I gotta close my mouth. See, as the jaw-dropping moments happen, I have to remember that I'm filming myself, okay? And I can't be out here looking crazy. That just brought me a flashback, not to anything that happened, you know, with me. And all of this is going to be in my book forthcoming. But yeah, these things, I can't say whether that really happened or not, but these things really happen, okay? Like, I was at a celebrity party where I saw a celebrity getting fellatio in a booth, and I was like, oh, it's time to go home. Oh, yeah, I'm out. This ain't my type of party. These things really be happening, y'all. And to think that you would do something like that just to be like, hey, come look at what I got the girls doing.
That was the beginning for me to see.
Rough.
This is what's going on here.
Character. That's all that keeps coming up for me is character. Who you are in your core, under your clothes, in your soul, under your chest.
And
like
that came from people in the industry co-signing his activity because it brought money in.
I don't know if y'all niggas know this. When Juicy went platinum, Big Papa went platinum, Flavor in Your Ear remix went platinum.
That whole Bad Boy thing was so big. Faith Evans.
Be first lady on Puff Daddy's label.
Total.
I mean, y'all, that's the thing, the impact.
And Craig Mack.
The thing of the year is Craig Mack.
It was a consistent back-to-back.
Yo, when we, like, that's what makes it so hard to, this is not a sweep under the rug moment. This was one of the biggest moguls, music moguls on the planet. There wasn't, I mean, Bad Boy was back to back on the radio waves. They didn't even get into 112 yet. Carl Thomas, I mean, come on, rattle down the names. And Mary was with Uptown, but stayed doing stuff with Puff.
Back to back.
So let me just give you a day in the life of Puff Daddy. Gets up from wherever he stayed that night. Heads to the office 2 hours late. You might have somebody pulling him over saying, hey, ain't you in that video? Ain't that you? Oh, yo, here go a demo.
Puffy's over there. Sure. Oh, what's up, Puff? How you doing, baby, bro? Just thought of that piece.
Had the big baseball bat cell phones, and the phone might ring. Such and such is on the phone calling from jail. Yo, I'm coming home. You might have a group standing in front of the office,
Jermaine Dupri.
already with the microphone, ready to sing, "You love me, I love," just to get their shot at Puffy. Everybody
Literally,
wants to
slowly
see him.
becoming
He is now
the
the new
biggest-
gateway into music.
Yeah, the best thing smoking.
You're gonna take all of this power
That's a
and money
really
you're getting
powerful
now
picture.
and play by the rules? No, I'm the rule now. I am the exception to the rule.
One day, it seemed like
It's also him saying, this man saying, he called me into his whatever office from around the corner in my little cubby. It's those little things that we don't pay attention to. I started this business with you.
out of the blue, my door opens up. Sean walks in. He had a baseball bat, had a big attaché case suitcase with the snaps on it. The stocks were there.
We in a fucking hustle. We in a grind. Do your job. Whatever you're ready.
He wanted me to sign my 25% over. And Diddy's over me like this. He wants the stock back. He wants it now.
I'm not gonna stay fucking lying down. I'm not. I can't do it, man.
He said, there's a business deal I need to take care of. I need to do this. I need to get this all on one side, but I'll give it back to you. I'm gonna give it back to you.
Shit ain't fucking funny. That's the problem. Y'all don't know how to be accountable.
And he threatened until I did. People always say to me, why would you do that? Like, why did you do that? Like, that was, you know. I didn't want to give it back. I wanted to stay in good graces. I still wanted to be at the company. It wasn't like he was firing me. But I was definitely confused by it.
Where's this man now? I want to know. But also, people be killing me, you know, people be killing me with the why did yous. As if every decision in front of them their whole life was the right one. Or was one that they felt, you know, after they didn't have no second thought. Any decision, like you eating salmon versus chicken, whatever. To get into someone else's life, right? And hear their narrative, their storytelling, whatever. And why did you do? Why? Like we're not all human, like we don't all make mistakes. And like if somebody had a bat to your head, you know for sure that you gonna go toe to toe with that person and not sign over that 25%.
It might sound strange.
Something to think about.
If you've ever built something and you want it to last, you think about how to make it last.
It's like being in an abusive relationship. It's not easy to walk away from those things. Claim a breach of contract. Hold on. Claim a breach of contract, fraud, and other issues related to this former mistaken bad boy. They dismissed the case after the court found the claims were filed too late. And the questions over who originally owned Bad Boy Entertainment still remain. That's crazy. That's crazy. I started this thing with you.
I want to know who's been naughty at night with the device, turning grown men into life.
I thought he was kind of cool at first, and then we started seeing some things. Craig started becoming disenchanted.
I want to congratulate Craig Mack on his Grammy nomination.
No question.
Yes, baby, yes. Cool, that's cool, and I'm sure you...
Yo, you got nominated for a Grammy, but we had no money.
If you look at Bad Boy didn't sell enough records to explain his wealth. But enough artists were on the label that sold enough records to explain his wealth.
Wow. Don't let that go over your
Sean's trick was
head. Bad Boy didn't sell enough records for Diddy to be as wealthy as he was. But all the artists,
I'm gonna make you a star. You're signed, follow the money. That's what you're gonna try to do as hard as you can. You're gonna try your best, and we know you're gonna try your best. So you signed your deal, we gave you your advance. At Uptown, that's the only money the artists have ever seen, that first advance. Andre had to wait it, they never saw anything else. Diddy picked that up. He made it even tighter.
Wow.
It's a shell game. You hide everything that is an earning, you confuse the earnings, and now I own everything. You'll go out into the world, and the shell game, you'll be looking for your money for the next 20 years.
Sean did that to every artist.
Oh my gosh. This is not a surprise. This is not a surprise.
Now you have to
These are things I've heard.
for being in the studio. Puff owns the studio, and I have 4 sessions with you, owe me $400,000. If Puff records a song with his artist, he pays himself. If he's in your video, he pays himself.
Yeah.
He inserted himself into their...
Everybody always talks about that. Y'all know the famous, what was that, the Source Awards? You don't want them all in your video. Come to Death Row Records. Like, it was a thing. You didn't have to be in the industry or be an artist or be a musician to have heard these things about what Puff was doing back then as it relates to taking advantage of artists, stealing money from artists, making himself, super, super wealthy while his artists didn't get anything. I was a kid on the streets in the Bronx, knowing that, right? And so that's what makes the culmination of everything so crazy, because there was already this understanding, I would say, that this person is not of the best character.
Videos, a video come on, you be like, I fucking hate that guy.
As an artist, you can go #1. Song is being played all over the nation, but you don't have the money to go to it because you're not making the proper money off of your royalties.
Craig and I hit a point where we were fucked up. No money, nothing. Hell, I was getting money from my father to take care of the house.
My gosh.
We were all at like somebody's album release party.
This is terrible.
And Craig's gonna tell Puff to give him a few dollars and he'll hit him back once he went and did this show. He literally went in his pocket and pulled out a knot of money this big and gave him $100 bill. You really just don't give a fuck.
Because, hold on. Because I'm a person. I'm a human with pride and feelings and dignity. It ain't even just, okay, take out the water money, take the $100. That in itself is horrible enough. But to hear her say, you're doing this at a party in front of the masses while I'm this huge artist, while my name, while my song is chart topping in front of everybody, you want to show me who's got the money, who's in power. It's not just about stealing somebody's money. It's about robbing people of their humanity and their dignity and their sanity by engaging in behavior like that, especially publicly.
I think Sean had an envy for his own artists. He was jealous of their talent and wondering, like, this talent is wasted on people who don't even really know what to do. And if I had that talent and my know-how, wow.
That's interesting, because a lot of people Puppy's age want to grab this mic and rap, but Puppy, you wanted to do other things, and you're doing a lot of them.
Can you talk about his skills as a rapper?
Sucks.
He has zero talent musically, nothing. He don't know how to discuss. He don't know nothing about R&B.
He went straight to it.
He used to ask me to always be there in the sessions because I would tell the truth. I'd be like, that's not it. People would be there like, yeah, that was tight. I'd be like, looking like, yo, for real, you got a lot of people who just tell you anything. That sucked. It doesn't sound good and it makes no sense. But he always wanted to be an artist.
We about to just drop our R&B stuff.
The Puff Daddy album.
Yeah, what about the Puff Daddy solo project?
Yeah, you don't like to talk about
Hey,
that
Puppy,
too
you
much.
know what Jack is?
Sean used other methods and ways to get to where he had to go. Big on strategy, big on swag. All of those things became important.
When it boils down to the music, even if I didn't touch it, I showed you what to do. So that's what he was.
Damn, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Where's makeup at? Makeup?
That whole Bad Boy was built on him. You cannot take that from him.
he's everywhere. He's everywhere. He's in
But
every
I think
crevice
that
of the
Puffy wanted
company.
light, like he always wanted. From dancing the whole nine, you see anybody that's boasters and loud like that, they want to be in the spotlight. It wasn't like no secret. That's what he wanted.
He said what he said.
6'3", 335-pound Suge Knight has managed to become the head of a $100 million record company.
Suge Knight was taller than that.
Ground zero of the whole gangster rap phenomenon.
I mean,
Death
6'3"
Row
is tall,
Records.
but I always thought he was taller than
Suge was about that money, but he didn't want to be in that limelight like Puff. He had his own lane.
You're a big guy, and there are people who are afraid of you.
Not you're a big guy.
people are afraid of you.
Back in 1988, the person who did the greatest job of protecting me was the head of my security at the time, Suge Knight.
Right now, I'm on a heartbreak tour with Bobby.
Suge Knight was Albie Shore's security guard? Oh, see, that's the other thing you get with this is that tea, and start connecting dots of all these people who are so intertwined.
We about to get on the tour bus, and these dudes came over, and they was like talking crazy. Y'all niggas this, y'all niggas that, this.
This is
And I
wild.
seen Suge kind of just turn this way and gave him one of these. Bow, like that. And knocked dude down the hill. And it looked like a cartoon. Dude was rolling down the hill. Boom, boom. His Timbs came off.
Oh my gosh, not his Timbs came off.
He's a street dude. He's a real street dude.
Embarrassing.
But Suge, new talent.
Embarrassing.
And he knew business.
They took me on tour, and I learned how every person who's writing songs is getting beat out their money, like they publish.
He was able to dovetail that into starting Death Row Records.
1, 2,
Wow.
3 into the 4.
Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door.
Death Row can be
my
bigger
gosh,
than
young
Motown
Snoop.
or
I love
Sony
Snoop.
or Warner Brothers.
Death Row's gonna be the biggest record company there is. Chronic album's the foundation.
Before Bad Boy, Death Row was the most successful label in the business.
From the depths of the sea, back to the block, Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Sean had admired
Went
Death
solo
Row
on it.
and wanted us to emulate them. And that was my job. How do I make
they
Bad Boy
had-
equal the success of Death Row?
They had
And of
Death
course, my
Row
eyes
was
like this.
doing a lot. Like that sound. I could see it. I'm saying that I could see this idea of Diddy Puff being like, that's what I want. This is the model. This is what we need to get to. I could see that. I absolutely see that.
Death Row, they had a head start. They had artists. They picked superstars up from other indie labels.
My
They're
gosh.
starting off.
Me and him were friends.
Wow.
In
He
a
was
sense.
shugging you?
Yeah. He would pick me up from the airport. You know, I was just networking with the brother and show me a lot of love. You know, I really had thought we were cool.
Me and Puffy, we used to run around with each other. He was getting into business, I was in the business.
Things I never knew. Putting 5 carats in
Only
my
a
baby
few years
girl
later,
ear.
Bad Boy, Death Row.
Death Row is the label that pays, man.
The two hottest labels. But
My
I would look
gosh.
over at Death Row and say, they're taking care of their artists better than we are.
They're putting in your
Interesting.
head, fuck the artist. And my thing was opposite. It's about me and my people, fuck you.
Craig wasn't
He
happy.
said that.
Death Row was courting him because Suge was opening up a Death Row East. And it was found out.
Sean found out.
Yes.
Hold on. Hold the mother flipping phone. Flip phone. Hold it. There was going to be a Death Row East Coast. Do you know how many questions that is answering right now in this brain? Craig Mack's wife is she's spilling it. She is just, oh my gosh. This is the one. I was just talking about this.
The Source Awards was happening in New York City.
And the Source Awards was big. The Source Awards were big back then.
And behind the scenes, people were running back and forth to the next dressing room, which were in trailers parked outside of Madison Square Garden.
How important is it to have the Source Awards? Let me just wait and find it. You got that?
Come on, man. Who banging on the door like that? When I was dog, what is the deal, man? Keep the door closed.
And it escalated with words from the podium at the awards show.
Any artists out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the video.
All in the videos.
All on the record.
All on the records.
Dancing. Come to Death Row.
Wow.
I'm the executive producer that a comment was made about a little bit earlier. But check this out. Contrary to what other people may feel,
oh my gosh.
I would like to...
Hold on. Before he even says what he's saying, look at Faith's face. She looks absolutely shook in this moment. Mind you, I only remember what Suge said from back then because I was a kid and I'm sure my family and people were talking about it. And I saw it with my own eyes, but I don't remember Puff's response because, you be remembering the bigger moment. But looking at it in this moment and seeing how scared Faith looks.
Say that I'm very proud of Dr. Dre, of Death Row, and Suge Knight for their accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? I'm a positive black man, and I make music to bring us together, not to separate us, and all this East and West that needs to stop. So give it up for everybody from the East and the West that won tonight.
She looks scared. Look at her face.
Sean wants to present strength. He wants to show coolness.
Yeah, that was a
and
move.
Then there's a side of him that's all out dark. He processes things differently.
You know what? That moment with Suge, I won't say that that's what ignited it all because Tupac done already been shot and survived once, okay? But that moment, if, right? Because this is all if. Everything here is alleged, okay? And just my opinion. If, Diddy is the monster that some folks believe him to be, right? This diabolical human. Imagine if you ain't got no soul, right? If you're that kind of ruthless level of a person and somebody does something like that to embarrass you on national television, if you are as power hungry as these people in the documentary are saying he is, if you are as envious of artists and I want the spotlight, I want all the money and I want all the shine. Imagine someone doing something that even temporarily disrupts that image that you're building. Yeah, you're going to get on stage and put on a dog and pony show and say what you got to say. But what's happening back here? Don't give me the calling it the amygdala. I don't know all the parts, okay? That was years ago that I learned that in science class. What's happening in your noggin and how is that going to manifest in your actions?
He remembers every slight.
Come on, he remembers every slight. That's what he said.
Please give it up for all the nominees.
Faith looks so scared. Oh my gosh. 7 weeks after the Source Awards.
Before I signed with Bad Boy, I was working at the door of the club in Platinum House. Every Friday we had a Bad Boy party. So Puff was there. Suge Knight came that night with his friend Jake. And I was working the door. Suge was looking for Puff.
Oh gosh.
Sean would try to go after people's side chicks. Like a girl in Atlanta that Suge was dealing with. Sean wanted me to take $50,000 out of the overhead account so he could buy her a diamond necklace.
See, having this person as your enemy now, the one who was behind the scenes, writing all the checks and keeping all the books, that leads me to believe, what he's saying, but obviously, three sides to every story. But like having that person to be able to come out today and be like, yeah, he was like, all right, you play with me. Now I'm about to get with your side chick. Go ahead and take out the 50K and let me get, this is crazy. This is
Wooing
crazy.
her because she was Suge's side piece in Atlanta.
And that's the
when
only
he came
reason.
there.
And that's the only reason.
Real police
Where
officer
is
in a real
she?
police uniform came and got on tape. I said, man, you touch the homie, we gonna tear this motherfucker up. He said, well, I gotta throw him out. I said, for what? He said, he was Puffy.
Suge and Jake is being escorted out the club by the off-duty officer we always had there moonlighting.
Oh gosh.
Jake comes out, Suge come out, Puff come out. Everybody's outside.
It's my heart racing.
A man appeared with one hand behind his back, and he was holding a pistol. He touched Jake with the pistol, and he looked at Suge like this and was shooting Suge's friend like this. And he shot him 5 times. Suge grabbed the hold to Puffy in the chokehold and put him in the front of him like this. So he was moving Puff around like this. In case to shoot him, you're gonna shoot Puffy, you're not gonna shoot me.
Oh my gosh.
Puff was like, it's gonna be all right, man, it's gonna be all right. Suge said, what you mean it's gonna be all right? He said, tell your mama it's gonna be all right. Tell your kids it's gonna be all right.
Oh my gosh.
And then the shooter ran. Ambulance came and took Jake to the hospital.
I never heard this stuff.
A couple of days later, he died.
It's so much death. You don't realize. You a teenager, you a kid, you a young adult, you listening to Total, you listening to Biggie, Craig Mack, Faith, and there are bodies dropping all around this man. There are shootouts happening all around this man.
That's what started the East Coast, West Coast war.
Oh my God, in front of his face.
Tupac Shakur, out of the hospital after surgery from bullet wounds, is convicted on sex charges.
Oh my gosh.
After Pac gets shot in Quad Studio, he had the rape case.
A New York jury convicted the rapper of first-degree sexual abuse, but acquitted him of more serious charges.
Since your period of incarceration at Clinton Correctional Facility, have you taken the time to reflect on your gangster thug image?
Pac and Big were friends at one time. But then once Pac is in jail, Bad Boy and all of his associations were nemesis.
I'm in jail, strangers is telling me, yo, you don't know? Biggie Homeboy shot you. Cause they bragging, they telling they in jail. Yo, we just got Pac. Woo, woo, woo.
Once the conflict happens, Pac needed someone strong that was gonna stand with him. It had just so happened that Suge had his own issue with Puffy, so Suge went to jail and visited him.
I didn't even know this is how this began.
Into Tupac, a young cat. I want to join the family, dog. Get me out.
Suge Knight first signed Tupac to a recording contract when Tupac was in this New York State prison, unable to come up with the $1 million needed for bail, while his lawyers appealed a 1995 conviction for sexual assault.
I want everybody to give a big welcome for Tupac.
Out on bail, rapper Tupac
And,
Shakur.
you can tell just looking at listening to Suge, right? The couple of times I've heard him speak, he's stumbling over his words, and I don't mean that in an offensive way. I mean that to say this idea around being behind the scenes and not being the kind of epicenter or the forefront or the face of feels evident.
Doors' rush-to-market double album All Eyes on Me debuts at #1 on this week's Billboard chart.
With the addition of Tupac, there's no way y'all can stop us now.
This ain't bad, boy. I say fuck them all.
We coming to the East Coast to prove there is no fear. Overthrow the government y'all got right now, which is Bad Boy and all that bullshit, and we will bring a new government here that will feed every person in New York.
Cool, man. All right, man. Peace. Thanks a lot.
See, Suge, like what
Sean
he said.
tried everything to get
I'm behind
Biggie
him.
upset. He had to go at him with business. This guy came at us.
I was more in the mind frame of keep your mouth shut, big. You know what I'm saying? Just don't feed into it. If you feed into it, it's gonna do nothing but escalate. You know what I'm saying?
Biggie never wanted to be an enemy to Pac. As things was coming from the West Coast, Biggie did not want to give any shots back.
When Pac was producing All Eyes on Me, he called us and said, I just fucked Faith Evans. Big.
Oh. Hold on, Faith, hold on. These are the, I knew about this, but I wasn't ready to hear it just like that.
Wife.
Oh my gosh.
We was like, what?
First off, fuck your bitch
In the clip you claim.
West side, when we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. We bust on.
But that's not true at all. Big is still my husband legally. I am having his baby. No, I'm not.
Sean kept putting pressure on Biggie. You gotta answer back.
This is crazy.
Tupac had me pissed off, you know what I'm saying? And the rumors that's spreading is on some tip like we set him up, you know what I'm saying? And that's crazy.
The East Coast, West Coast thing was invented, period. Because no matter what, we all went to the East, they came here, went to the West, whatever. They wasn't arguing with each other. We was able to roam.
Fuck Biggie, fuck Bad Boy as a staff, record label, and as a motherfucking crew.
Oh
It was just Bad Boy and Death Row.
Yeah. That part I believe. Nobody. It's interesting to hear what's that, Eric Sermon say that, because you didn't really hear about beef between East Coast and West Coast rappers outside of Death Row and Bad Boy. So it was really a Death Row and Bad Boy thing. It wasn't really East West.
Is that right?
And Tupac is technically not from the West Coast.
They put people in
Shout out
danger
to
because
Baltimore.
it made people be like, F you, and people started doing stuff for no reason because it's just people that want to ride for each other. And then look what happened, so.
That's crazy.
Doing the street thing. My affiliation was with the Mansfield Hustlers.
Mansfield
Today,
Hustlers.
we go by Mansfield Gangster Crips now.
Former
Police
member
say
of
that drugs and
Mansfield
violence
Crips.
are being spread by two long-standing rivals in the Los Angeles youth gang scene. Groups who call themselves Crips and wear blue colors, and Bloods who wear red.
Did you guys provide protection?
Sean Combs was a friend. Christopher Wallace was a friend.
Ooh.
And, when we hanging out with our friends, we gonna protect our friends. So they knew. And they were our associates. You got beef with them, you got beef with me.
Oh,
Period.
gosh.
A number of reports have come out that Bad Boy Entertainment had actually hired Crips for security work out on the West Coast. Is that true?
We've never hired.
This is so deep. I'm gonna hold this next thought. I'm gonna wait and see what happens.
Crips or any other gang faction to do security for us. It would be extremely unintelligent to hire some gangs to do security for you. We have never.
A lot of the New York guys come out to LA. Zip is a person that I know that was Puffy's man. That was his guy.
Zip.
Eric Von Zip is a drug lord from Harlem, but Sean told me he was his uncle. He might have known Janice on the Fringe. He might have known Sean's father from those days.
Okay. I'm hearing a
Zip had a
connection.
relationship with the Southside Crips, and then he also had a relationship with us.
Sean said Zip can give us protection going back and forth to L.A. because he was in with the Crips. And we had a beef with Suge Knight and the Bloods.
Knight dresses in all red, the
This
colors
is
of
really-
the drug-dealing Bloods street gang.
Whew.
One of the death row people got jumped by someone at a mall. And that someone was from Southside Crips.
Wait, somebody from death row got jumped at the mall by the Southside Crips, or he was a Southside Crip?
One of the Crips tried to take a death row chain. I think that was an order from Bad Boy. That was an order from Puff. Because it was specific. We want a death row chain.
Introducing the one and only Iron.
I don't even want to see this part.
Tyson.
I don't even want to see this part. I ain't gonna hold you.
Everybody got what they wanted that night. People got to see Tyson knock a motherfucker out.
And Tyson with a left hook and Selden is down. It's over in the first round.
Whew. We could spend a whole other episode talking about damn Mike Tyson.
He got us all fucked up in a lot of shit from fight night. You seen a Tyson fight? You want to fight.
At the fight, the guy who was ripped off for the death row chain is with Suge and Pac.
He actually
whispers to
got the
Pac,
chain, the person.
"That's him." It was Orlando Anderson from Southside Crips,
Oh gosh.
who was connected with Puff.
Oh
Next thing I know, I see Pac like,
It's crazy because I know exactly what's happening. You know, I know they about to jump the guy. Like, but what it's doing to my nervous system, knowing what's coming.
That was the foundational moment when all this was getting out of control.
Rapper Tupac Shakur was shot in the chest late
This morning,
Saturday.
shot multiple times in the chest in a drive-by shooting.
Death Row record label owner Marion Suge Knight was also in the car, but his injuries were minor.
Craig called me up. It was late. He was out there at the fight because he was supposed to have performed at some club that Suge owned. And I guess Tupac was supposed to come through.
Wow,
He
so
was like,
Craig Mack was really getting down with Death Row at this time. I mean, I had no idea.
how come Tupac just got shot? Craig was like scared.
Who was he scared of?
Probably Puff. He ended up not going to Death Row after that.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, I'm Tabitha Soren with MTV News. Controversial rapper and actor Tupac Shakur has died in a Las Vegas hospital of complications from several...
I was in jail.
Gosh.
I was in jail when he got shot. There was a lot of niggas in jail that was celebrating Pac's death. I'm glad that I didn't kill anybody or anybody killed me. But I damn sure came close.
Wow.
Police in Las Vegas say they have no motive for this latest shooting.
Do you remember when Tupac got killed? Like, where were you? What happened? What did it impact you at all? Were you even a young person listening to rap and knowing kind of the happenings?
The rapper's troubled past will certainly be part of the investigation.
Now, nobody asked that reporter to say
Do you
that.
know who was responsible for the killing of Tupac Shakur?
No, I don't.
I think that Sean now, in my mature mind, had a lot to do with the death of Tupac.
But do you have evidence to support that? You saying in your mature mind. But I want the facts.
In
I'm tired of the rumors.
2006, I was recruited to work a task force that was going to look at a cold case investigation. At the time, Tupac's murder was an unsolved case.
Which is
Gang
crazy.
crimes oftentimes are difficult to solve because you don't get cooperating witnesses. They want to stick to a code. That typically entails not cooperating with law enforcement and then taking matters into your own hands.
It ain't my job to snitch on nobody, because I would never snitch on nobody.
We had built a narcotics case against Keefe D. Keefe D was kind of the shot caller for the Southside Crips. He was the most prominent drug dealer. He was very influential in his gang.
Keefe D.
His nephew, Orlando Anderson, was a very well-known violent.
I didn't know that the guy who they beat up that night after the fight was his nephew. The bells are ringing.
Gang member. Tupac Shakur had assaulted Orlando Anderson just after the Mike Tyson fight.
Oh my gosh.
So Keefe D was potentially looking at a life sentence for federal drug trafficking. We wanted to question him about his potential role in the murder of Tupac Shakur. We let him know that he could potentially mitigate some of the damages if he wanted to come in and talk to us. And the U.S. attorney agreed that they'd allow Keefe D to do a proffer session.
What's a proffer session?
We're just going to go over
If you know, put it in the comments.
The Las Vegas incident. We do have to emphasize to you, it's determined that some of these details are incorrect.
We're about to hear stuff that nobody's ever heard before.
A proffer session is when a person facing criminal charges.
I said, what's a proffer session? And now he's giving me a definition. Oh, such a learner.
Can answer questions wherein self-incriminating information would not be used against him in a criminal prosecution.
Okay.
Doesn't mean they have any kind of immunity.
Hey, I want to say this though too. I feel like I said that day, don't bullshit me and I won't bullshit y'all. You know what I'm saying?
In the year prior to the murder of Tupac Shakur, he has had several conversations with Sean Combs.
I met him, he gave a party at a little club down Santa Monica. That's where I met, the first day I met Paul.
Sean Combs' affiliation with the Southside Crips came by way of a New York street figure known as Zip. Zip set up the introduction between
Where's
Combs
Zip
and
now?
Keefe D.
Because I've got so many questions.
And then they developed their own relationship.
and Zip introduced you to this my boy. What do you introduce him as? This my friend, this my nephew.
My boy, this Pops. And after that, they used my car on the video.
Which car was that?
The 64 Chevy I had.
Every time I look at you, that's
what color was it?
Brown. It was Usher video, and Puff was driving the car.
Don't bring Usher Raymond into the mix, okay? Don't do this, because now my memories, everything's coming back. Remember Usher's, I don't know if it was his mama or whoever sent him to live with Puff to develop him as an artist. And, oh gosh.
That's the first song ever. He was in a Laker uniform. And he had the little kid dancing on my car when he got back. It was fucked up. And he paid to get it repainted.
Oh my God! Look at baby Usher.
He called Zip home and he wanted to speak to me. They gave it a BET tour, and then he gave us some tickets, and I brought the crew. I want to hear you say that,
With silent
Keefe D
face,
says that Sean Combs kind of makes this general announcement while they're all inside of a hotel room after a musical event. So
saying what? Saying what?
Puffy, Zip, you.
About 40-something Southsiders. Yeah, that was stupid as hell too, you know. Shit, he said he'd give us anything for them dudes there, you know.
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah. He said it in front of all the people. I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying?
So see, my whole thing, and let me not act like I don't understand gang culture. I understand you don't snitch. I get it. But this man said this in front of 40-something people, and the case is not solved in 2026. Nobody needed the reward money. Nobody morals. Nobody's a reformed gangster. Like, I don't crip no more. Like, I'm about to, like,
Whole room full of Crips.
So this is after Jake got killed. So he was on point. He was worried about something happening.
Yeah.
Wow.
He got mouthed off about a bunch of different stuff. So he was scared.
He was scared to death. Yeah.
Okay.
Then there's a more specific
feels like
incident
he's
that takes place
in
at
a
a deli
cycle.
on Sunset Strip in Los Angeles, a place called Greenblatt's Deli.
Okay, hold on before we get to the deli. It feels at this point like, I'm thinking back to the first episode where somebody, I don't remember if it was his childhood friend or the guy who started the label with him, was talking about the image that he built of himself, right? Like trying to be in the image of this gangster that he believed his father to be. So like you're not really a gangster, but you're building up this money to be able to portray this image like you're a gangster, and it feels like in too deep. It just feels like, you know, like that. All right, like I let my what's the phrase, y'all? My write checks that your ass can't cash. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I know your mama used to say that, okay? Or let your mouth write checks that your ass can't cash. Isn't that it? That's what this feels like to me. Like I've built myself up to be a gangster, and now it's almost like cosplaying, like, but then it gets so deep that you're like, wait, I can't back out. I can't take off the costume. I can't come out of here. Like I gotta keep upping the ante. Does that resonate with y'all? Like that's what it's feeling like to me.
What made it a specific, like, hey, I'm serious, I want you guys to kill these guys?
When he told me the greenbacks, when we got there, we was laughing at him. Cause he was with this broad to suck dick, to suck every dick in there. He all hugged up, kissing with her. We was laughing like a woman. Like, man, what you laughing at, dog? Man, don't just come out here and get any broad, dog. I took him downstairs and he's like, man, I gotta get rid of them dudes, man. It's gonna be a problem. It was after he made the record.
Hit 'em Up came out.
Yeah, that pissed them off.
I believe it.
Yeah,
I just talked about if he is how he is being portrayed, right? Then how did that moment affect him? The moment where Suge got on stage and said what he said. Now, for Tupac to make a whole video, okay, with the lookalikes and saying what he's saying, that is 10 times crazier than Suge getting up there and indirectly calling Puff out. So if he is this diabolical human, imagine, doesn't this stuff seem plausible?
We wanted $1 million.
He tells you seriously, man, I need to get rid of these guys. I mean, he's looking at you in the eyes and he's like scared.
Yeah.
You tell him we'll do it for $1 million, and he's like, okay, I'll do it for $1 million.
Yeah.
He agrees. You shake on it or something like that.
So this man is saying, Puffy said, I will give you $1 million to get rid of Tupac and Suge Knight. And the man he's saying that to is the uncle of the person that Tupac and his crew beat up for robbing one of their members previously as Get Back the night that Tupac was killed. This is so much.
Like, man, we'll wipe their ass out quick. You know, it's nothing.
Here we go, round one.
This is
scheduled for 12. And Tyson comes right out.
He says that when Las Vegas happens and they're all out there and his nephew gets assaulted by Tupac, they're like, this is the perfect occasion.
We was eating, and man, they came and said, he just beat up Lane. And we was in a hotel, at the MGM at a restaurant. There was a few New Yorkers, though, who was with Zip. Like, man, y'all need some help? We got this. It's a perfect opportunity, baby.
That was Zip talking?
Yeah.
Because of what happened with Lane?
Yeah. We didn't have no pistols down there, and he told me in the lobby that he had some Jimmys.
Some what?
Had a Jimmy. In that Benz.
What is a Jimmy? Is that
a little secret compartment? The thing popped out.
The vehicle that Zip was driving.
Okay, hold on. So I'm hearing him say, he said he's going to give us $1 million to kill Tupac and Suge, but they didn't have a plan formulated. And then this became the moment of opportunity when they beat up his nephew. Like, all right, now we're going to get it. And now I am hearing that Puff's play uncle from the streets of Harlem was like, all right, like, y'all, let's, like, go ahead, do what you got to do. Like, it's time.
Driving that night reportedly had what we call a trap in it, which is a concealed compartment where you can place a gun. It's a difficult thing to find. Zip had driven that car to Las Vegas.
A few days before Tupac was murdered, Sean requested that we rent cars and have multiple drivers drive clear across the country to this fight. But I arranged through my budget to make that trip happen for those drivers. And to this day, it stands out in my mind. Why did we rent multiple cars? Why did we hire people from Harlem and other locations to drive?
You tell Zip, hey, we're gonna go handle this shit.
I feel like this partner, I don't know. Sometimes as he's speaking, it seems genuine and like, yeah, I was just, I just wasn't getting it at the time. And then I got older and I realized. And then other times that sounds so implausible and sounds like, hello, like you got a brain. Like, what do you mean driving from New York City to Las Vegas in a whole bunch of rental cars? What did you think that was for?
Whatever.
Yeah, they asked like, do y'all want us to come? I'm like, you know where them motherfuckers at? They was telling us that they gonna be at the 662 club.
2 cars go to 662.
Yeah, the van and the Cadillac. They didn't show up. We waited about 15, 20 minutes. They didn't show up. So it's like, let's go get some liquor. And we came up Harmon, got the Las Vegas Boulevard, and shit, here they coming at BMW, like gang of car.
On their way to the club, Suge is blaring his music too loud. He gets pulled over by some police officers. They essentially, say, hey, just turn down your music, no big deal. And it's at this point in time that Suge and Tupac see these girls.
Like, there's Suge. Like, the police were going through his car or something or another. And then the traffic was stopped, and then they got in the car.
Did you see who was with Suge?
I thought it was Tupac, and then he was like, come on, come go with me. Come go with us. We going to 662.
And Brawl's like, Tupac. And we like, there they go. Just one to U-turn.
This is what I'm like stumbling over my words because it's so crazy to think or hear that like this is a thing that Diddy set up and said, I'm gonna give you $1 million to do this, but that the way that it happened was very much happenstance. Like, y'all beat up my nephew, here's the chance. I ain't even got no sticks. So, this is like a crazy movie right now. And Zip's like, oh, I got the sticks in the trap door, the Cadillac or the Benz. And then y'all can't find them at the club. And then you're driving down the street. And then you just happen to see the police pull them over and some women that they're calling are like, the man should be here today. This is just...
on the side, checked every car to see where they was.
So what directed your attention to him was some girl shouting at Tupac?
Tupac! He gave himself away. Otherwise, they would have got away. And Lane, he leaned over on the window, we rolled down the window, popped.
Suge looks over, he sees you.
Yeah, he looked at me. Fucking known each other since we were 7, 8 years old. I seen a bullet going Suge's head. I thought he was dead.
If you knew who killed Tupac, would you tell the police?
Absolutely not.
Oh. We went and parked the car and put the gun on the tire and left.
Where'd you guys go?
We smoked weed and drank.
Yeah. Where? At the hotel?
At the hotel.
The party in the room.
And they pulled up in the ambulance while we was standing right there. Take our bullshit.
Who? You guys on the street? What?
We on Las Vegas Boulevard at the crosswalk, and they pull up at the ambulance right next to us.
With him in the car already?
With Tupac and Suge in the car. This is close.
Did they see y'all?
They couldn't see. We didn't give a fuck. I'm talking about the ambulance parked right here. Right next to us. That shit was funny as a motherfucker.
To hear him say it was funny as a mother.
I ain't ever told nobody that story.
So Y'all in the comments, am I tripping? Where's Keefe D? Is he in prison right now? Is he not being convicted of this? Like, what's going on? He just said that he shot Tupac in an interview from 2008. Somebody help me understand this cover-up. Puffy got that much money? Like Elon Musk? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand how this...
So you get back to LA the next day, Zip calls you, says, meet me at the hot wing place we're at.
Get my piece.
You guys go over there, Zip shows up, you guys, what happens after?
Paul kept on calling, was that us? He told him, yeah, it was us.
On Zip's phone or your phone?
Oh, Zip phone.
And Zip gives you the phone?
Yeah. Kept on saying, was that us? He was happy as hell, shit.
And did you ask him then about his money? When you gonna get paid or whatever?
No, I to say that on the phone. Zip, go get our cash.
Okay, so you tell Zip we need to get paid. What does Zip say? I'm gonna go back home and have it?
Yeah, I'll get back with y'all. Yeah.
According to Keefe D, he was never compensated for the murder. But he said that a partial amount of the money was intended to be forwarded to him through Zip to the tune of about $500,000. The $1 million solicitation.
Wait. You killed Tupac for Puff. You didn't get paid? And you still ain't tell nobody? Like, I'm so confused.
Only half of it was fulfilled because only Tupac and not Suge was killed. Keefe D has a conversation with Darius Rogers with D-Mac.
He don't let the beat introduce D-Mac right there.
D-Mac, former member of Mansfield Crips.
And D-Mac says there had been a payment from Combs to Keefe D, but it had gone through Zip, and then that money was never forwarded.
So they saying Puff intended to pay Keefe D $500,000 because he only killed one of the two, but sent it through to play Uncle Zip, the gangster, and Zip didn't send the money. This
Hoping
is
and waiting to see what kind of
wilder
progress
than
Las
fiction.
Vegas would make with Keefe D's cooperation. Nothing really happens.
This is
Ultimately,
crazy.
Zip dies from cancer.
Thank you for coming out to Zips, and I want everybody to know that when you come here, we want to keep the peace.
And Orlando Anderson is shot and killed in 1998. So it's really Keefe D and Puffy Combs are the last men standing. They can be held accountable
This is wild.
for Tupac Shakur's murder.
So, the time of airing, Keefe D is set to stand trial. Hold on. At the time of airing, Keefe D is set to stand trial in 2026 for the murder of Tupac Shakur. He now claims the proffer was made under duress. Sir. I am over this. Like, for real? 6 days before Sean Combs' arrest. I'm not trying to put a gold chain on his neck. The man about to go to jail. Focus. And let me tell you something. Because I understand you got money. I understand you got power. But if you want to wear this chain, then stand still so I can put it on you. That's the stuff. You know, the people come up off the ground so much. Why somebody got to walk down the hall with you, trying to chase you and put the chain on you that you want to wear? I intend, okay, for Storyteller with Dominique Renee to take me to heights I haven't been to. But I also intend to stay on the ground. What is happening?
Take that off. Let's move and groove.
See? You want him to take the chain off, but you keep walking.
What goes up must come down, and what goes down
And baby, look at Christian. He looks stressed. He looks stressed. I mean, how could you not be?
I remember 99, we were working in the studio on a song called Muscle Game.
This is our game right here.
Muscle Game?
Come on, man.
The song comes on and Puff was talking in the beginning.
It's 1999, man. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
I'm like, what is he talking about?
Fuck with me, I'll drop $1 million on your head. Erase you and your whole family. It's gonna start making y'all niggas disappear, man.
Everything that's done in the dark must come to light. Everything that goes up must come down.
Did this man just say exactly what he did on a record? And nobody did a damn thing about it? This is a lot.
Yeah, I'm headed to 113th and Lenox, King. I gotta catch my man up there. I'll see you up there.
Fun fact. I used to live right off of 113th and Lenox. I lived on 112th and Lenox with my Auntie Renee. Shout out to Auntie Renee and my cousins and them. In Martin Luther King Projects. I believe it was called Martin Luther King Projects. I feel like it was called King Projects, but I believe the King was for Martin Luther King Jr. Accurate? 112th and Lenox. If you know, you know. Shout out to Harlem.
Yeah, we rolling.
This is 6 months after Tupac's
the
murder.
backdrop of East Coast, West Coast beef. Sean took Biggie to Los Angeles to record what would be the finishing touches on Biggie's Life After Death album, which wasn't titled that yet.
Why he had to go to LA to record when they from New York, they live in New York, and they have a whole recording studio in New York?
Yo.
Yo, baby, wake up, baby.
Diddy, what the fuck, man? What's up?
Come on now, it's 5:45. We got the 7:30 flight going to LAX.
Oh, Cali?
No doubt, baby.
We had been warned to not come to LA. There were warnings all along for the last few months that we are not to set foot on the West Coast.
Obviously.
It was award show season.
Obviously.
And Sean wanted him to start promoting the album.
Come on, Soul Train, get up out your seats, come on!
Biggie did not want to go, but Sean talked him into doing all of those things.
Down low, get up out your seats, come on!
Top Papa, all the honeys, dummies,
like
Playboy bunnies, those wanting money. Wow, they're getting booed.
What's up, Cali?
We were not welcome. After the award show, Saturday morning, Biggie and I were to go to London, and we were going to have a 2-3 day press junket to have Biggie be one of the first artists from Bad Boy to meet the European press. I had worked on that for months and weeks leading up. We were supposed to go to the airport. That morning, I'm calling Biggie like crazy. What's going on? Wake up. He's like, yo, Puff is bugging. He just called me and told me, I want you to stay here in LA. I don't want to stay. I want to go. But
This
Sean
is making my
was
stomach
adamant.
turn. This is making my
Cancel
stomach turn.
the flight. Biggie's not going to the UK.
Cancel the
What
flight.
do you mean
Why?
It's like a clip, he hangs up. This was his MO. Ego, power, tripping, all of it because Sean wanted to do a party on enemy turf.
Are you kidding me?
Scared to death. That's how real it is. I think somebody's trying to kill me. I'll be waking up paranoid. I'll be really scared. I'll just be paro.
Oh my gosh.
That night, Big and Puffy was with us.
Mansfield Crips.
They were having a party.
Because why would... Why in the world would you be having a party? Now hold on. Even if you were not behind the death of Tupac, right? Crazy. It's too hot. The block is too hot. That's like a 101, okay? I call myself a gangster, but I'm not really a gangster. And I know that this doesn't make any sense, okay? But if you actually were behind the death of this man, what are you doing?
I spoke to Big, and I was like, yo, man, you know, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Cats in L.A., man, they get down in these circumstances, man, and you just can't be walking around here freely.
This is crazy. I mean, look at Big's face. I feel like he looks...
Everybody's mingling. I look around, I say, where's Big?
I want to get out.
Oh, gosh.
That's big in there. That is big in there. Y'all get down. That is big in there. Somebody got shot.
Gosh.
911 emergency, what are you reporting? Yeah, we need an ambulance on Fairfax and Wilshire. Please, Los Angeles. We have a man shot. We have a man shot. Okay, hold on, I'll get that. Right on the corner, Wilshire and Fairfax. Straight up Fairfax. Let's go. Hold on. Listen, sir, I can't hear what you're saying. We're man shot in our car right now. Right now, we're trying to roll him to the hospital. I know the way. See the sign out. You gotta go back. You gotta turn around, Jimmy. You're going the wrong way. What the fuck is wrong with y'all, man?
Oh my God.
Yo, Big, you hear me?
I was following Big's lead on, like, you know, we're going to do this peace tour. And
first of all, I don't even need to hear the rest of what you're saying. Let me say why. Every aspect of this documentary, of everything we've ever seen on national television, we heard on the radio, we've seen everything we've seen from this man says he is a leader, for better or worse. I want to shine. I want to be in the spotlight. I want to be the headliner. I want to be the rapper, even though I don't rap. I want to be the singer, even though I don't want to sing. And you gonna fix your mouth to say, I was taking Big's lead. He really wanted to do a peace tour. And the person on the other side of this camera is just eating it up?
you know, it didn't work out.
Sean said it on Can't Stop, Won't Stop. Biggie wanted to go.
Take a left, man. Big, you hear me, baby?
He's lying about that.
Because, come on, that's not...
Sean wanted that trip and was pushing it for weeks and weeks. He lied about it. It let me know that's a weak spot for him, and he's nervous about that information. He ushered Biggie to his death.
Who do you think killed Biggie?
Next question.
All it was is a Puffy and Suge Knight war. You're messing with lives here, and that's exactly what happened. 2 lives were lost as a result of what?
Come on, Biggie's mom.
Stupidity?
When I sat down
Lost
with
her
Valletta,
baby.
we briefly brought up Sean Combs. It was clear to me that she had no real respect or appreciation for him. Sean clearly didn't do all that he could have done to help out in the investigation. In fact, he was a hindrance in the investigation.
Wow.
Puffy was kind of stonewalling people from talking because he knows if you make inroads on Biggie's murder, you're gonna make inroads on Tupac's murder, and that potentially can lead right back to him.
How are Biggie's mom and Faith and the kids taking all this?
Biggie's moms and Faith and the children are extremely strong. Matter of fact, they've been strong for me and helping to hold me up. And
Sean assumed the position of his best friend in every article and publication. and that wasn't necessarily true.
And I'm going to be there for them just like he would be there for them to make sure that they're all right.
Sean said, we're going to do the biggest funeral for Biggie that New York has ever seen. When we start to put that together, he starts to see the
Queen Latifah, Busta Rhymes. Folks I love, but I digress. This is so sad. This is just, reliving it, okay? 97. Now, I'm a March baby. My birthday's March 4th. My birthday was during the week in 97, okay? Turned 12. I'm having a slumber party with some cousins and maybe a couple friends for my birthday. That was what I was doing. Dang, I've been celebrating my birthday pretty big since I was little. Anyway, I don't know where that comes from. In walks my grandma. Shout out to Grandma Linda, who was raising me. I was living with Grandma Linda. And very matter-of-factly, you know, as we are waking up, we were asleep from our slumber party the night before. She's like, some rapper named Biggie was killed last night. And she was not prepared. When I say we collectively start melting down, we're crying, we're falling off the bed and down the walls. And she has no idea. She's, you know, she don't know what she unleashed. She don't know that we are young people who this is our music and these are our artists and these are the people that we, you know, follow and listen to. And so she is, opened a can of worms that she wasn't prepared for, because it's not just me. It's me and all the slumber party guests crying, falling out, okay? Like, crazy. I'll never forget it. I'll never, because of the significance of that time being around my birthday and me being at that slumber party and like her just dropping the news, opens the door, hey, Biggie's dead. We're like, girl, what? Like, I mean, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. And it's interesting. Some big artists whom I love, who are no longer here, you just have things happening in your life and you may or may not remember where you were or what was happening. Like, obviously, I don't remember what I was wearing that day, but I remember exactly what day it was. I remember exactly what was happening because it was around my birthday. And what a loss. What a loss. And to just have all this stuff unfolding that's been under our noses. It's 2026, y'all. I mean, $30 years almost? It's crazy.
Price. And he says, we're going to do the biggest funeral, but Biggie's going to have to pay for this funeral.
No.
He was going to make the funeral
be
a recoupable charge to Biggie in death.
No.
This is one of my closest friends.
I don't want to believe that part. I don't want to believe that he even had a thought that Biggie's estate would pay for the funeral. I don't even want to believe that it is a thought that ever crossed his mind. What?
And it's still one of my closest friends.
I
feel his loss. I just miss him so much.
Oh my God.
Sean doing a big show looks good on him. But he's not going to tell the world that Biggie was going to pay for it.
I remember this footage. I remember watching this on TV
Brooklyn,
and crying
the
again.
The whole hood was outside. If you could make it there, you was there.
Is that Babs?
It was a big loss for the city.
That sounds like Babs.
I loved Biggie. Biggie inspired me.
Shout out to Babs. Babs is in the documentary. Oh my, and looking so good, girl.
Like you was from the town, you could make it. We loved Biggie, so it was like losing a family member.
Biggie just wanted to be a rap superstar.
Oh my gosh.
He didn't want to hurt nobody.
And he didn't hurt
He's like
anybody.
one of the only people I had really trusted, like, for a long time. It's not a feeling that I really felt a lot, like, in my life. I don't really have a lot of friends. I think people think I have a lot of friends, you know. I don't think I really make a good friend.
Before he was a...
Ooh, I don't really think I make a good friend. You know, there's a theory. It's not a theory, it's something I'm making up that I believe. Okay, let me give you the facts. But this is it. Look, people who, I don't know, narcissists, whatever, you know, whatever the thing is, right? People who in a lot of ways put on a mask and an act to be portrayed a certain way, but deep down are other, have these moments where the truth, the full veil, it's not conscious. I don't feel like there are moments that happen on purpose. Like, I feel like, you know, they putting on and then they say something and it's the cold, hard truth of who they are. And either it goes over people's heads because it's like, no, that can't be true. Or it's a moment where they're exposed and then they're like, oh my God, let me get the mask back on. Like, that's one of those moments where you just like, yeah, I'm actually not a good friend.
Assassinated.
Ooh.
Biggie had an opportunity to be on the cover of Rolling Stone. We were delivering the elements so that can happen. And Sean called me and said, pull that cover. I need to be on the cover. My solo album is coming in July, No Way Out, and I need to amp that up. He took the cover from Biggie.
Oh my gosh.
Another thing at the time, Biggie was negotiating his contract.
Every day I wake up.
Whew,
We
this is so much.
acquiesced and gave him everything he wanted, and then he died.
Can't believe you ain't here.
Sean wanted me to change the agreement to more favorable terms for Bad Boy, and his family and mother would not know. And since he had signed the agreement, he wanted those changes to come from out of the center of the agreement and have those pages replaced with the other terms. And I said, that's not right. I'm not doing it. 90 days later, I'm fired.
Oh my gosh.
It's like I feel empty inside without you being here.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm not trying to laugh, but thinking about how we received this as young people when this came out 6 months after Biggie died, and watching this man shimmy and dance his way onto this stage is so wild. I don't even have the words for how crazy it. We haven't even gotten into the performance, but how crazy it looks to see him start his dance routine from the hallway around.
I remember Michael Jackson, the Motown 25 special, MTV, Madonna Like a Virgin. And I remember Puff with Sting. Having a TV moment in music is very rare. It elevates you to such another level of superstardom. It made him rock star big.
It's kinda hard with you not around. Know you in heaven smiling down, watching us while we pray for you.
He became humongous, but now it's him. Now I'm the man.
It's like a dream come
this
true.
is crazy.
To see the lines like in front of the stores, like people going there to get my record.
That's the same year. This is the same year. This is the same year that Biggie died that he's saying this. Where were we?
It's crazy.
It all happened pretty quickly for you, from being an intern to being on the cover of the Rolling Stone.
Thanks for Biggie's mother, who's sitting right there, for having Notorious B.I.G.
You've abused everyone and used most everyone. There are horror stories like this all throughout
Cleared of gun possession and bribery charges, Sean Puffy Combs walked out a free man.
Some people speak up about it, most do not.
The first member is Aubrey.
It's a pattern.
Oh, look at me. Oh my gosh. In the midst of all the chaos, there's Dominique in that green ensemble. Wow. That's just bringing forward for me. I said, I will continue to say, you know, I was never brought to harm. I was never brought to harm by Diddy, by anyone in his camp when I had my experience with him, when I was on Making the Band. But to think that if all these things are true, what if I would have signed that contract, y'all? I don't even.
Violence was a very normalized part of living in that world.
Hey, yo, you're a bad boy now.
Allegations of sexual misconduct.
Puffy called these encounters freak-offs.
Witnessed Diddy abusing Cassie and that they encouraged Cassie to get away from him.
Everything in life, you're gonna have people that are bad and people that are good, you know? You have to choose your side.
Whew. My mouth. I gotta close my mouth. Wow. Y'all, I can't get over it being 2026 and Biggie and Tupac murders not being signed, still delivered, like conviction, like life in prison. Like, I can't. Oh, I had a lot of my nervous system was really disrupted and upended watching this. I'm still glad that I did. There's the kid in me, there's just a human in me who follows music, who loves music, who has followed all of these people since I was a little girl, who's learning so much. And even though it's shocking, I'm like, oh my gosh, 2 and 2 is 4. That makes sense. 2 and 2 is 4. That makes sense, right? There is the piece that is, I had an experience with this man, right? Like, I was on Making the Band for the entire season. Diddy liked me for all intents and purposes, nicknamed me BX, offered me a solo deal at the end of the show. And I don't know, man. The way God has been working in my life since my mama had me at the age of 13, okay? I don't even have to imagine. I don't have to imagine what could have or would have happened in my life had I signed that deal, because I didn't. This was intense, but I made it through it. I think I thought that this was going to be hyper focused on the sexual stuff, which is what's really making me be like, but it wasn't. And like I said, I knew some of this stuff, you know. I knew a lot of the stuff, actually. It was very sad to relive the moments, like the death of Tupac and Biggie. I remember as a kid being deeply impacted by both of those things, and to just continue to have the idea reinforced that it could have been avoided, that it should have been avoided. And it's very, 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 very sad, because the level of talent between those two men, my gosh, really sad. I'm still up in the air about this partner from Bad Boy. What y'all think about him? I'm up in the air because the way that it's being portrayed, like the way that he's speaking, it feels so, oh, hindsight is 2020. I was in the clouds. I didn't realize. That's the impression I'm getting. Those are not the words that he's using. But so much of this, to be so close to this man and to be threatened yourself, right? Allegedly with a bat to sign over your things. It's just like, I don't know. Mark Curry looks great. Aging so beautifully. I mean, if you look at just the picture they showed of him from back in the day, you know, what the people be out doing a lot in the streets, whatever. But my goodness, he's taking care of himself. That's just a random aside. Eric Sermon also looks great. I was really pleasantly surprised to see Babs. I don't know if y'all know that I've had the opportunity to just interact with her briefly. Shout out to Oliver Twixt. Oliver Twixt had me on his show. We did an interview. That's kind of how Storytelling with Dominique Renee was born. So shout out to Oliver Twixt. But then he was inviting me to his, like, I think it was a live stream podcast kind of thing that he would do with Babs. And I was like stepping in for the third person who wasn't there a couple times. And it was so much fun. And she was so much fun. So hopefully when I get around, because I have so much content to watch, I am going to get to the season of The Band. And I'm going to interview Babs. I got to. It's New York City, you know, and she's got such a colorful personality that I think you all will absolutely love that. So shout out to Babs. And what else am I reflecting on? I keep thinking about when I said, like, discipline your children. And again, I didn't mean by putting your hands on them and abusing them and trying to instill fear, because I don't believe in that. I just mean that, man, if someone, you know, when you think about a child going into adulthood, young adulthood, folks need mirrors. Kids, you know, a lot kids need that rearing and that, like, here's the lesson. I'm teaching you. I gotta actually be responsible for how you show up in the world when you are older. And so here's your lesson. Here's here's our conversations. Here's me listening to you, discipline, etc., right? And love. I mean, the way that there's a phrase that, you know, at least in the charter school world, I don't know if it's across all of education, that we use, which is warm and demanding, right? Like, that in your classroom, you are supposed to be warm and demanding, which means the warm is the love. Like, I'm loving on my students. Like, they are knowing that they are cared for in this space and making sure they're getting an excellent education. And then the demanding side is that, but like, I have expectations of you, right? I demand that you show up in this space and do what you have to do. And you are respectful and you are blah, 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 blah. It's that balance. And the way, as humans, we absolutely need the balance of both of those things. We need love. We need deep amounts of love and warmth. And we need deep amounts of structure and discipline. And I wasn't in Diddy's home growing up. I can't say what he got and what he didn't get. But that keeps coming up for me as something that is so important in raising good human beings with strong character, positive character, and morality. Because we all human, baby. The number of sins I got up under my belt, okay? I ain't here to judge. But being a good person is important to me. And I hope that, I don't know, I hope I'm finding the balance with my own kids. I mean, my gosh, y'all. We get here somehow. We get to this place somehow. And I'm like, man, along the way, what was missing? I'm talking too much. I just said my reflections. I said I was going to let y'all in on me watching and reacting to the show real time. And I'm going to take a break next week. I got to do the on-off. and get back to my guys on Making a Band 4. That has been so entertaining, so much fun, and I need to start getting some of them in for interviews. So let's breathe a sigh of like next week. We are going to be laughing and cackling and singing and dancing and boom kaka, all that Lorianne Gibson goodness. Like, let's get to that. Let's get to that. Y'all already know, ain't no reaction like a Dominique Renee reaction. Whew, y'all know I'm gonna go find me some Gushers, okay? Give me a little pralines and cream ice cream. I got to come down. I need to stop coming down with food, okay? Because your girl's also working on her figure. Peace.